How are you all? I hope you all are doing good. I am Rupali, your social studies teacher from Elite American Corporate School, Patiala. Welcome to your social studies class. Students, first tell me, have you all done your homework? Great. Only 2 and 3 students are left, I think. So please submit it as soon as possible. And yes, tell me, what we have covered in our last lecture? Yes, we have covered meaning of history, who are historians, types of history, and meaning of BC and AD. And today we are going to discuss about sources of history and geographical impact. Basically, there are 2 sources of history. So let's start with the sources of history.
There are 2 sources of history, that is archaeological and literary. Archaeological is a non-written and literary is a written form. Archaeological sources. Archaeological sources are direct evidences. They have a significant effect on the writing of history. They cannot be changed or altered by human beings. They are physical evidences that are available. Artifacts. The objects of different kinds made by humans in the past are called artifacts. For example, things like metal objects, pottery tools, ornaments, jewelry, weapons, and sculptures. They give us important clues and help us in understanding the cultural life of the past. The objects found at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro throw light on the developmental aspect of that age. Harappa and Mohenjo-daro are 4,000 years old cities along the banks of river Indus. Monuments, old buildings, ruins of old buildings, temples, stupas, mosques, tombs, caves, palaces, and old settlements which are historically important and provide important information of our past heritage are called monuments. The archaeological excavations at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, Kot Diji, Ropar, Mehergarh, and several other sites have proved that a planned civilization existed in the Indus Valley 5,000 years ago. The ruins of Nalanda in Bihar reveal the ancient system of education. Coins. Coins are valuable sources of information. These coins are made of gold, silver, copper, and other metals. They tell us about the economy of the kingdom, the periods of rulers, and trade activities with other regions. Inscriptions. Inscriptions are written records engraved on rocks, metal pillars, copper plates, cave walls, walls of temples and palaces, and on clay tablets. Inscriptions provide us important information about events, ruling and declarations of ancient rulers. Inscriptions also deal with the administration and personal qualities of the king. They also provide us with important dates of coronation, specimen of art, and relation with neighboring and distant rulers. So these are all about the archaeological. Literary sources. Whatever our ancestors wrote is an evidence in the form of written records. These are literary sources. In the beginning, when paper was not invented, people of that period used to write and bhojpatra, the dried bark of trees. They also wrote on solid rock stone, copper plates, rock pillars, and tablets. It is from these records our history is made, as we know it today. Handwritten records of the past in the form of books are called manuscripts. These accounts of contemporary events help us in knowing our past and provide us information about customs, religious beliefs, and cultures of people. Literary sources may be divided into two parts, that is, religious literature and secular literature. Religious literature. Writing that deals with religion is called religious literature. The Vedas, the Anyakas, the Brahmanas, the Upanishads, Tripitaka, Dipvamsa, Mahavamsa, and Jataka are all religious books of the subcontinent. These gives us important information about ancient India. Secular literature. Writings which are not religious are known as secular literature. These include the historical accounts and biographies written by poets and foreign travelers. The Arthashastra written by Kautilya on how to run the government gives us information about the modern administration and contemporary society. A number of foreign travelers who visited India from time to time left very important social and political accounts of the country in their travelogues. Megasthenes lived in India for some time as the Greek ambassador at the court of Chandragupta Maurya. He wrote the Indica. Geographical impact. The geography of a country plays a major role in its history. Similarly, the geographical features of India have greatly influenced its people and their history. Even the name of the country India has its origin in its geography. The Iranians and Greeks called river Indus as Hindos or Indos, and so the land to the east of river was called India. The physical features of India that have shaped Indian history are the Great Himalayas. The Himalayas in the north of India are very high, so they work as a natural barrier for invaders from the north. Hence, very few invasions have taken place from this side. The northern plains. The northern plains have determined the development of India. The places along the rivers have developed faster than any other part of the country. Rivers were the main mode of travel. They provided the important resource of water and made the areas around them highly fertile. As a result, agriculture became prosperous near the banks of the rivers, and even trade could easily flourish near the rivers. Some important rivers of North India are Beas, Ganga, Yamuna, and Indus. The Deccan Plateau. The Deccan had always been a very strong and powerful military base. Coastal plains. The coastal plains of India were isolated by land. They were open to the sea to establish commercial relations with the European, Southeast Asian, and African countries. Interestingly, the first Muslim and Christian traders reached Kerala by the sea. Points to remember. Knowledge that is gained from the history of past is called history. Prehistory is the period of human development when writing had not been invented and human beings did not know how to read and write. History is the period for which written records are available. Sources of history are divided into archaeological sources and literary sources. Literary sources are divided into religious literature and secular literature. The geography of a country plays a vital role in its history. BCE stands for anything that happened before the birth of Jesus Christ, and CE stands for anything that happened after the birth of Jesus Christ.
Okay students, so we have completed our chapter number 1 of history. And please read chapter number 1 of history and read page number 8, 9 and 10 of chapter 1 of history. And please try to solve back exercise questions. Thank you students. Stay safe, stay healthy and stay home.